Okay, I've taken it out and I've cleaned it, and I'm just going to spray it a bit now with this chain oil. Probably spray it a bit when it's in there as well. Semi-synthetic chain oil from Morris, that's what we've been told to use. Okay, I know it goes in this way around with the lip at the back. Obviously it's vitally important you put this in the right way around, otherwise the starter will just spin and then of course the engine will lock sort of like when it starts, the opposite to what you want it to do. Because this is a very clever bearing, the Sprag bearing, it locks one way and spins freely the other way. So obviously you need to go in the right way around. Then we've got the spacer on there. And then we've got this new roller bearing, so I'm going to put some oil on that. I need to put the, I'm just thinking, do I need to put the, no, I'm just thinking whether I need to put the backfire unit in first, but I don't think, it should be. I've got to line up all the different splines now to get it back in. Hopefully, no problem at all. Is that clear? No problem at all, he says. Immediately, there we go. Yeah, so that's all back in. Back in. And a little blast. Then we're going to put the carrier back on, just wiping any sort of grease and stuff off. Now I did this before, wipe the grease off, and you know, when I did it last time and it's come back again, I think there might still be some grease hanging about in there that, you know, we didn't really want, so I'll just get rid of that and replace it with this spray, which is hopefully as good as they say it is. So then that goes on there, and we're going to put some, as we were saying, we're going to put some on the end of the kickstart, the anti-backfire unit. Rather we would, but you know, I blindly said that was all lined up before. Well, obviously it's not. It's not liking it. Putting it on backwards, that always works. Not. Encourage the backfire unit to line up, which it doesn't want to do. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Yeah. There we go. And that's the carrier back on with the backfire unit, anti-backfire unit. Right, so I need to put the tabs back on the, sorry, these four for the stator mounting plate. Okay, I've put the nuts back on with their lock tabs behind them. And I've also put a little bit of Loctite on the threads just for good measure. And then I'm going to now torque these up. They're done up to 15 foot-pounds. So I get my trusty torque wrench. Obviously we don't tighten everything up all at once, we just go around bit by bit. There we go, that's the first one gone. Second, third, fourth. Yeah. Okay, so they're all torqued up now. I'm going to bend the lock tabs back over, and then that'll all be done. Okay, so all the locking tabs, the nuts are on. So put the rotor back on. That spacer washer. Then we've got the Allen key, which again is round the back there. The Allen key, the Woodruff key, and then we put the. That's interesting. Yeah, sorry. We put the rotor back on. This is interesting because, mind you, this is a Wassel replacement. So, so there we got the timing marks that we'd use that are cast in. And on the back, we got these 6 marks that are marked A and B, and that's for Trident T160. So if you're fitting this to a Trident, you fit it inside out, so those marks will be on the outside because you need those to time it. But for the Commando, you fit them with the actual cast marks facing out. Right. There we go, that's on. Make sure the Woodruff key doesn't come undone. I'll put the nut back on loosely just to hold the rotor in place for now. And then refit the stator. Okay, get the stator ready. I'll just check the camera we're in the right place. I don't know we are really. I think we're just about in the right place. Right, check the. I've hooked it up there, the stator, to try and stop it getting damaged. Okay. I'm going to try and sort of encourage it to go on. Yeah, those studs. Yeah. Goes on a lot better than it came off. I'm just going to check, before I do it up, tighten it up, I'm just going to check the gap between the rotor and the stator, which I'm sure is right. I'm going to check it anyway. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. So I've got an 8mm feeder gauge there. Taking a little bit of the stator off, but it's okay. And just checking we have a gap all the way around, which we do. Okay. I'll check that gap again when we tighten these up. No, there's no torque on these, so I'll just tighten them up. Okay, let's check our gap again. Yeah, all good. Right, let's see what we got on the starter. Let's see if we're graunching or if we're going. Because I haven't done the rotor nut up yet. Will that affect things? Yeah, almost certainly. Okay, I've taken the nut back off the crankshaft, the rotor nut off the crankshaft, and we're going to pop this back on now. But we have a slight problem because, of course, this nut is done up to 70 foot-pounds. We're going to have to find a way of locking the engine. This is probably, I'm going to try it with some rag, and hopefully that'll be enough to do it. Hopefully. Don't know that. Okay, right, we're up to 70. Okay, so what I've done is I've wedged a piece of wood between the gearbox sprocket and the housing so that I can then tighten this up to 70 foot-pounds. And there it goes. Okay, let's see if we can get on without. We can, hurrah. Right, so let's have a look then and see if we've actually got a Sprag bearing that wants to work properly. Fingers crossed. Didn't want to do it that time. One more. I knew I should have done that one more. Right, well, what can I say? What's that, sort of like 90%? I'd say like what, 10, every 10 zaps it didn't go once. I don't know what to say really. You know, that's what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? I mean, if it stays like that, then I think that's perfectly livable. If every 10 stabs of the button it doesn't go once. But obviously if it deteriorates again, which it did last time, then well, that's up to the new owner, because the chap that did own it, he has now sold it. The chap that bought it so Dave owned it, and he sold it to Dave, of course. So that'll be up to the new owner. I imagine that's what we do. We leave it and see how that works. And if it deteriorates from that, then we have to think again. But that's what we've got for now. I'll put the little cover back on, etc. We'll keep trying it again. I'll contact the owner, Dave, the new owner, and and see what he wants to do. But that's all I can think we can do is to try that, and then hopefully it will carry on working.